Listen to me. If you're hearing this, it means I made it out. Or at least my phone did. My name's Alex, and I need you to listen close because this isn't a movie. This is a warning. It started yesterday afternoon. I was on a Greyhound bus heading north to visit family. I had my headphones on, some lo-fi playlist looping, and I must have drifted off. Just a quick nap. When I opened my eyes, the silence was the first thing that hit me. Not just quiet, it was dead air. The engine was still idling, vibrating the floor, but the bus was empty. The driver's seat? Empty. The mom and kid across the aisle? Gone. Just their bags sitting there like they evaporated. I looked out the window, inviting me into this ghost town.
I stepped off, gravel crunching loudly under my boots. A rotted wooden sign read, "Welcome to Blackwood." The air was thick, stagnant, no wind at all. The weirdest part, the town felt alive, just without the people. I walked into a small diner right off the main road, diner number 9. The smell of fresh coffee hit me instantly. On the counter, a mug was still steaming. A plate of pancakes sat there half-eaten, syrup slowly dripping off the edge. "Hello? Anybody here?" I yelled. My voice echoed and died. No reply. I walked behind the counter. The cash register was popped open, cash sitting right there. And what froze my blood was the receipt sticking out of the machine. Time printed, 3:07 p.m. I checked my watch again. Still 3:07 p.m. It wasn't just a coincidence.
I ran out of the diner, heart pounding against my ribs. I needed a police station, a landline, anything. I sprinted down Blackwood's main street. That's when I noticed the second wrong thing. The sun wasn't moving. Usually, you don't notice it, but I've been walking around for what felt like 30 minutes, yet the shadows on the pavement, they were frozen at the exact same 45-degree angle. They hadn't shifted an inch. The sky was a fake, saturated blue. Even the American flag outside the town hall was frozen, stiff, caught mid-wave like a statue. I felt like a rat trapped in a hyper-realistic diorama. The world was holding its breath.
I kept moving, trying to find an exit, but the deeper I went, the heavier the dread felt. It felt like 1,000 eyes were burning into me. I passed a thrift store. Through the dusty glass, I saw mannequins, but they looked wrong. Too detailed. Their skin had pores. But the worst part was the house next door. Second floor, I saw a figure standing by the window. "Hey, help me!" I screamed. The figure didn't move. It was a mannequin in pajamas, staring down at the street with a stiff, red-painted smile.
I ran. I didn't care anymore. I just had to get out. The asphalt road stretched out toward the forest. I ran until my lungs burned, surely for miles. But then, a shape appeared in the heat haze ahead. That same rotted sign. "Welcome to Blackwood." Impossible. I just left. Why am I back at the entrance? I tried again. I cut into the woods. After 20 minutes of fighting nature, I saw a clearing. I burst out and froze. I was back in front of diner number 9. Through the window, I saw the coffee, still steaming. I dropped to my knees. Silence was the only answer. I checked my watch. 3:07 p.m. I'm trapped. Space is curved here. I'm stuck in a photograph, doomed to live in this single minute forever. I knew I couldn't run. I needed answers. I broke into the small sheriff's station. Inside, it was a mess.
On the desk, I found a leather-bound logbook. The handwriting was frantic. October 14th. They are here. Not from outside, but from the shadows. We performed the ritual to stop the sun. If time moves forward, the darkness takes us all. At all costs, keep the hands at 3:07. It is our only sanctuary. I shivered, dropping the book. The time loop. It wasn't a curse. It was a shield. The village froze itself to hide from something worse. And then I heard it. Tick, tock. The minute hand. It just twitched.
That tick sounded like a gunshot. I stared at the clock. The whole building shuddered. The minute hand slid heavily past the number 7. Click. 3:08 p.m. Instantly, the sunlight vanished. Darkness slammed down. The sky turned a sick, visceral blood red, and the screaming started. Not human screams. It was the sound of metal grinding on bone. Outside, the mannequins, they were moving. Thump, thump, thump. They were sprinting toward the station. I saw their silhouettes, twisted, elongated shapes, clawing to get in.
Fight or flight kicked in. I grabbed the revolver and bolted. I sprinted through the alleyways, jumped on the bus, slammed the door, and floored the gas. I drove blindly through the red fog until the sky finally turned blue again. I made it. I'm at a rest stop, 50 miles away. I'm safe now. But guys, it's not over. I just looked in the bathroom mirror here. On my neck, there's a deep purple bruise, shaped like a hand with 6 fingers. And worse, my watch. It's ticking backwards. It's counting down, back to 3:07.